Welcome to Live Your Best Life with Chinua Akinlotan. If you are a returning subscriber, I'll tell you right now, you are the real deal. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I would encourage you to please subscribe and also press that notification bell so you would always be notified each time I upload something new. That way, you won't have to miss out on all the goodies that I share on my channel.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about partnerships.
Yes, my daughter is right here with me today, and she said, Mom, I have some questions about partnership. So, Anu, why do you have questions about partnership?
Well, recently I have gotten into a partnership of my own, and I just have a couple questions. And the first question would be, what are some key things to look out for in a partnership?
All right, so you recently just got into maybe like a mini partnership, and you're looking for advice on key things that people should look out for in a partnership, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good question. And personally, I love partnerships because I believe that one person can go only so far, but when you have two or more people coming together, then they can go really, really far. It's like a geometric progression. So the Bible says one person will chase 1,000, and then when two people come together, they can chase 10,000. Isn't that amazing? Like you go from 1,000 to 10,000. So I believe in partnerships, but a lot of people shy away from partnership. They don't want to do it because of experiences from the past or because of things they've heard from other people. My opinion on partnerships is partnerships are very good. They are a great way of expanding or improving or making your dreams come true, because you can't really achieve much by yourself. So back to your question, Anu. The things to look out for. I don't want to talk too much, but I'll share 5 things with you, and if you have any questions, let me know. I think when you want to go into partnership with someone, the first thing you should consider is what are the skills that the person is bringing to the table. This is really, really important because, and you want to make sure that the skills are complementary skills. So your own strength you should not have the same strength. Of course, you should both have interests in whatever you are trying to partner on, but ideally you should have complementary skills that you are bringing to the table. That way each person brings something unique and different to the table in terms of skills. Then your partnership can truly work, and it might reduce the need to start hiring people. But complementary skills definitely is something you need to look out for in a partnership. The other thing I'll say, other than skills that the person is bringing to the table, the other thing I'll say is money. You need money for whatever project that you are executing. Most of the time you need money. So you need to consider who is bringing in what, and you need to have an agreement. Sometimes maybe both partners, or you might even have more than 2 partners, maybe all partners don't have money, and you might need to source for funds from outside people. Or sometimes maybe one partner has more money than the other. You need to come to an agreement upfront to know how much percentage will be for each person. It depends. It all depends. This is a general idea that I'm giving, but when it comes to the specifics, you would have to consider your own personal situation at that time. So money is something that is important in a partnership, because whatever idea you want to run, you might need time for it to grow a little bit before you can recoup your initial investment. So you need to agree on money. Another thing that I think is key that a lot of people don't put into consideration is attitude. Attitude is so key. Who is that person that you're going into partnership with? Because sometimes ideas look like fantasy. They sound so great, but by the time you start executing, you will find out real quick that there will be so many days that your morale will be low, will be very low. And if that person or you, if you don't have a good attitude, if you don't bring a good attitude to the table, if you are not secured on the inside by yourself, it's going to be hard to keep going. And that's why you see a lot of people, they start well, and then when they get to the middle, because they are tested by storms of life, ups and downs, then they tend to wither away, their interest deflates, and everything crushes. So it's important. Skills, number one, there's complementary skills. Number two, money. Number three, attitude. Number four is legal binding agreement. What are the terms and conditions of that partnership? Very, very important. In business or in anything that you are agreeing with someone other than yourself, when two or more people are coming together on to execute a project, to start a business, to start a non-profit, you need a legal binding agreement. There are no handshake deals. And this is for you, I know, especially maybe when you get to college, you meet a friend, you're trying to go into partnership, or later on in life, you want to start a partnership with someone. There has to be a legal binding agreement. It is so much more than just a phone call. It is so much more than writing things down by yourself. You need a legal binding agreement. You should definitely involve the services of a legal expert.
And there's just one more thing I would like to add to this point. Never sign anything you haven't completely read. Cover to cover.
Cover to cover.
Yes.
Read the fine print.
Yes.
That's interesting because, let me tell you a story. There was a time I went for a training. And in my hotel room, there was water. This is not about partnership, but it's about reading fine print. There was water in my hotel room. They placed the water on the table, and there was a, how do I call it now? Like a card, it's not a cardboard, like an ad on that water from the hotel that was designed by the hotel. They put it on that water. In fact, when I walked into the room at that time, it was a long time ago, maybe over 10 years ago. When I walked into the room and I saw a table water on the table, or a bottled water on the table, I was wondering, wow, this hotel is so cool. How come they are giving us bottled water? Because most hotels that I know, they don't give you bottled water. You would have to pay for that. And the ad on that bottle says, drink for life. Drink for life. It was bold and big. But beneath that big, bold drink for life, they had fine print, and I didn't read it. So when I woke up the next day, I drank the water. The water was not finished. I used some to brush my teeth, and I think I used some to rinse my hands. I did that for 3 consecutive days before I realized that there was a fine print on that ad on the bottle that says, I think, $2 or $3 per bottle. And I already wasted so much water. So yes, reading fine print is key. Yes, reading fine print is key. So terms and conditions. All right, number 5 will be background. The background of the person that you're going into partnership with. What is their history like? You need to do some research. Don't be naive. You need to pay attention, do some research, take your time. Especially if you're a woman. We women, we are always excited about everything. You hear this new idea, someone brings an idea to you saying that we should go into partnership. You're all excited. But the question is, do you truly know the person? So you need to find out what their background is. Do your research, make sure the person is a good person, they don't have a criminal history and things like that. And once you consider all these things, you're good to go. You're good to go. But the legal binding agreement, it's truly important. Also having complementary skills, like I said earlier. Talk about money, who is bringing what and what to the table. And attitude is so important. Some people, their attitude, they're only great when things are going their way. The test of character comes when there's hardship, when there are twists and turns along the journey. So make sure that whoever you're going into partnership with has a great attitude. And if you go through all these 5 things, I think you should be fine. Do you have any other questions?
One final question
Okay.
to round up this video is,
Okay.
what are some red flags to look out for when someone approaches you?
What are some red flags? That's a great question. So some red flags for partnership is when someone never keeps to their word. They tell you, I'm going to see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. They don't show up, no excuse, no explanation. That's a red flag, because you might have to start dealing with customers and that person is not fulfilling their own part of the bargain. Or maybe, like I said about complementary skills, you need to deliver a project to a customer, you've completed your own part and the person is stalling. So red flags when someone cannot keep to their words. Another thing is when that person is always talking about some grand ideas, some things that can never be achieved. There's some things that are just out of touch. They seem to be out of sync. Those are red flags. When that person does not seem to have a particular place, if you don't know their family members, if you don't know their friends, their connections, that's a red flag. You want to make sure that you're finding out that information. What else? If the person is telling you that there's no need for a legal agreement, that, oh, I trust you, oh, it's just us. No, that's a red flag as well. Every well-meaning person would want a legal agreement. So those are some of the red flags that you should look out for.
Thank you so much for all this wonderful information. This is so much good information and good things to take into account for when you are going into a partnership.
All right, Anu, thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. I truly appreciate you. Now go ahead and share this video, like, comment, share with other people. And until next time, I would say be exceptional, be intentional, and be on point. Thank you.
Bye.